shared, I guess, and if not, I will send it again. I will send it again so everyone has the copy. So that is the business scenario. Then in the subsequent meetings, we will do reverse role play. Reverse role play basically means that I become CEO of rubber manufacturer company, and we will, each one of us will become sales manager in one time. So Rauda becomes sales manager and making a presentation to the whole group, and other team members, I think Badha is there and Ramija is there, I guess I heard, and then Peter do the sales manager. So that way we will get a practice. That way we will understand if we have to go to the client, how do we face it? How do we answer the questions? This is within the house. So this will prepare us. This will give us a critique, because one of the important factors in the selling process is to have the confidence to face the prospect. That is one of the business. This is one of the important things to have a successful meeting with the prospects. So I would like to do in that situation. Peter, is that okay with you?
Yep, that's fine with me.
Okay, wonderful. How about the team? Team? Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Specifically, if not everyone, Peter, but at least the people who are visiting prospects and all that, or making call to the so at least that one or two people must have that level of comfort talking about SAP. Make sense?
Yeah. Well, we've got all the client-facing people in this meeting, so we've got all the right people. Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. And Peter, I did the same thing with other countries and other partners, the role play, and I found it is very effective. And please ask all questions. So everyone, so all the people today which we have in the phone, please be open and ask any question. No question is a bad question. No question is wrong. Just ask it. Make sure those questions being clarified. Make sure those questions being answered. Make sure those questions being understood. Make sure those questions we are very comfortable in addressing. If we have to run marathon, we must have strong legs. We cannot win marathon with the borrowed legs. That will never happen. So let's make ourselves more comfortable, more confident with the subject matter. I have found it in other countries, other locations, other places, when people have a better understanding of the subject matter, better understanding of the concept, better understanding of facing the prospect and being comfortable in it, it is very successful. More result on that basis. So, thank you. Mr. Peter, thank you so much for inviting me from the Kabeer to make a presentation on SAP.
You're welcome.
I appreciate your time. I appreciate giving an opportunity to Kabeer and me to present to you SAP Business One. I will be describing you what are the different functions, applications, functionalities, capabilities which SAP Business One has. I will also take an opportunity to introduce Kabeer, and I will also take an opportunity to briefly introduce myself.
Good.
This is briefly my introduction. I've been in SAP field since '98. I worked with various projects across the globe. These are some of the projects which I worked in. Most of them in US, some in Europe, some in other countries. I primarily worked through 3 companies, in Accenture, Capgemini, and IBM. And all my life has been SAP. I do a lot of academics. I teach to several places, universities. Some of the industries which I personally did implementation, some of the areas of SAP which I personally focused. Talking about Kabeer. Kabeer is SAP focused, and Kabeer is also focused on company like yours. We do not necessarily work with Pepsi and Coca-Cola. We work with a company like yours, which is $10 million company. That is our focus in Malaysia, and that is also our focus everywhere, anywhere in the world. And there's a reason for that we'll discuss. Kabeer have headquarters in US. Apart from that, we have in several other countries, including Malaysia. We have a local team in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur. We have the people working here and willing to work. And this is our team which has come with us. And with us, we have, Miss Rauda, we have a Miss Remiza, and we have another of our consultant with us. So we like to introduce them as well. Now, looking into our services, what Kabeer does. Kabeer work into technology. Kabeer is work into the training activities, consulting work, and we have about 300 people. Well, I'm here not to talk about Kabeer, I'm here to talk about you. And not only talk about you, basically, to understand some part of your business challenges. To understand and to work with you how possibly we can help in run your business better. For us, for the Kabeer, it's all about how we can help manage your business better. The whole perspective of SAP and for Kabeer, for us, for me is that. Now, some of the challenges which I would like to share with our past experiences working with other customers and various parts, including in Malaysia, many of customers, many of the prospects we go and meet, and I'm very sure some of the similar challenges you would have it too, which is how to increase customer base, how to improve customer service, how to grow productive income, how to have succeed in the competitive environment, which is becoming challenging and competitive every year, and quickly change to the changes which is happening in various environments, and how do we control our cost. There are 2 facts which always remain, and you would agree with me, Peter, which is my cost always goes up, and I'm not sure whether revenue will always go up or not. And that paradigm, that problem always remains. Continuing with this journey, and I know that you have called me to come and visit you. There's a reason for it. I know you wanted to manage yourself better, run yourself better. And that's the reason that you called me. And I understand the value of your time, understand your interest. But that journey is not without roadblock. You have called me. I will give an example. I was visiting a a small business owner in Kuala Lumpur itself, around $20 million company, first generation employer, and his son working in his company 6 days a week, 10 hours per day. And then he said, I come in office along with my son, we manage this together. 6 days we work around 60 hours each. And the only thing, the time which we don't get is to think about our own company. We spend all this time, it's spent on running around various day-to-day tasks without understanding how I can make myself better. And I see this challenge in every company to expect, because we have so much of operational tasks on day-to-day basis. I do not have a time to even think what is even wrong with us. What is not right? What is the reason of cost overages? What is the reason about higher inventory? What is the reason of lower customer service? What is the reason about lower customer satisfaction? We are so much busy in managing our own business. If I'm here to solve and assist you in one thing, and that is one thing to manage, run you possibly better. So I can make your life not hard, but simpler, possibly. Good. I can help get information which you needed. Sometimes I want to just know why I have inventory, and then I ask my inventory manager, I'm very sure you would have been asking, and then he takes 3 days to come back to me. And by the time I've already forgot that why even I asked, and I moved on. The very house I live, I want to expand. I never have a time after that house, how I can improve upon. Another core message, which I wanted to give it to you, Mr. Peter, is the whole is more than sum of its parts. Aristotle. I'm very sure that in your company, you have a finance, you have a sales, you have a production, you have a quality, you have inventory, HR, and many other functions. They do well because your company is doing well. They must be doing well. You're surviving, you're succeeding, you're growing also. Your company is good. But that's not the question. The question is your company great? And what is stopping? What is the inertia? What are the roadblocks and challenges which is stopping us to realize your own organization capabilities? What is there which is stopping you to realize your own organizational destiny which you can achieve? There are many reasons for that, and we'll talk. But remember one thing from Aristotle, that whole is greater than its parts. Whole is more than sum of its parts. I'm here. The whole purpose of SAP Business One, ERP, is to make your whole company not being individual components, but make it a whole. Now, when I talk about whole, I'm talking about 3 pillars. Because when we think about whole, the completeness, we need to understand when we say completeness, what does this include? Of course, it includes my processes, how do I do my business? It includes my people, how they do their task. It also includes technology, what kind of tools I'm using. I must have a greater process. I must have the people who can do those processes, and I must have a technology to accomplish that. Remember, in the year 2015, year 2016, year 2017, technology is not a fashion. It is not something we can have or not have. There are numerous case studies. I will share one with you. as well during this presentation, that information technology is a strategic lever for organization success. You have a boat in the middle of the sea. Winds come, take that boat along with it. If winds come from the north or south or east or west, your boat goes along with the winds. And that happens with a company like yours and thousands of companies. They go with the winds. What I'm here to tell is that you are not necessarily at the mercy of the winds. You can drive your boat to the destination you want. But for that, you need a lever. Information technology, along with others, provides you that lever to drive your own company. ERP, SAP Business One, and others provides a platform to grow and achieve your potential. You cannot achieve your potential unless you understand first and foremost where is the problem. And only if I know the problem, I can solve it. And then I can achieve my inherent capacities. But we don't have a tool to even know what is the reason, the cost, how much is the cost, what is my profitability, and many other things. And even if I know, they may not necessarily be accurate. Or even if they're accurate, they're not wholesome. They're not complete. This whole SAP Business One, or any ERP for that matter, I'm here to provide the strategic lever. So you're not at the mercy of the winds to take your boat to the direction that winds want, but to the direction you have a destiny to choose. I want to talk in that concept about SAP. As you know, SAP is the third largest software company in the world. It is first largest company as far as the enterprise application is concerned. 87% of Fortune 500 companies anywhere in the world use SAP. You talk about Pepsi and Coca-Cola, Apple, HP, Panasonic, Samsung, LG, they all use SAP. 74% of world's economy taking banks and investment out runs on SAP. It has more than 75,000 employees, more than 300,000 customers. It has a dominant position in ERP market. When we talk about SAP, you might have heard, Mr. Peter, that SAP is costly. It requires a lot of resources. Implementation is very complex. Maintenance of this software is very complex and time-consuming and resource-oriented. You need to have people. You need many other resources, human or otherwise, to support. Therefore, a company like 10 million cannot even think about SAP. And let me tell you, your perception is right. But I'm not here to talk about that SAP. That SAP, which is on the top, which is large enterprises. So all these large companies, Pepsi and Coca-Cola and Samsung and this, that, Johnson & Johnson, they all use SAP, and they are all very costly. It's very time-consuming. It's very complex. It requires a lot of resources. But I'm not here to talk about that SAP at all. I'm here to talk about a separate product that is called SAP Business One. SAP Business One is a separate product which is designed for a small, medium business enterprises. I'm here to talk about SAP or ERP, which is meant for you in terms of cost, in terms of complexity, in terms of uses, in terms of the user interface. And that is what I want to talk. That what is there in it? I'm not here to talk about SAP used by Pepsi or Samsung or Apple or HP. I'm here to talk about SAP Business One, which SAP has designed for a company like yours. This is a technical architecture of SAP. In the middle, we have SAP Business One core. That is where we have all different business processes. And we'll talk what is there in the box. That is part of our conversation. That is what we'll discuss today. I will give you a quick preview what is there in the box. SAP Business One runs on Microsoft SQL database. It also runs on a unique database which is called SAP HANA. And let me tell you, Mr. Peter, that SAP Business One is only ERP for SME segment which actually run on HANA. There is not a single ERP product which runs on such advanced database technology. It is available in premises, it's available in cloud. It's also in studio. And studio is basically where you can have develop your own application. Integration framework basically means you can take SAP P1, integrate with various other applications. Service layer where you can have a different apps, and there are so many other components. Remember, SAP ecosystem is very large. SAP Business One is although used very extensively in Malaysia. There are so many companies in Malaysia who use SAP Business One. Several of them using successfully. But it's not a local ERP. It's a global ERP which is used in more than 150 countries, which basically means practically used in every country in the world. And there are many languages which it supports, and these are some of the languages which it supports, including English, Spanish, and French, and other languages. When you log into SAP Business One, this is what you see. The screen which is there in front of you is an actual screen when you log into SAP B1 could see. Let me zoom it on the left hand side. This is to understand what is there in the box. What does it come with? So in the box, first and foremost, we have administration processes. We have finance process. We have a sales opportunity process. The whole sales here. It has a purchase cycle. It has a business partner maintenance like a customer, vendors, and others. Whole banking. Managing your inventory, your goods receipts, goods issued, transfers, and various other processes. And it also have a new module called resource management. Resource management allows us basically managing resources of your organization. For example, your machinery, equipment, you want to define the capacities. You can see how much the total capacity, utilized capacity, and all that. It is entire production cycle. It is MRP, which is material requirement planning. So you can plan how much material you need and when, how much you have to procure, how much you have to produce. Service, in which you can have an entire service module. HR, human resources, you have a report and interactive analysis. Now, here there are two different things, report and interactive analysis. Reports are more operational in the nature. Interactive analysis, they are more of a dashboards. Now, one thing which is not there on this screen, which is there in the newest SAP 9.2, a new module that is called project management. We will talk about that. Now, if I go to the right hand side of my screen, when you log into SAP, you can customize your workspace to look like this. It doesn't necessarily need to be that way, but it could be that way. So when you log in, you come in the morning, get into your office, and open your SAP Business One, and then you get to see what is my top 5 customer by sale, what is my top purchase item by purchase value, what is my top 5 vendor by purchase value, what is my open AR, I have 20 invoices, how much is my total sales orders not yet delivered, 18, what is my total in assets in my company, 2.15 million, how much is my receivable overdue, $75.69 thousand. How much is my payable overdue? $72,000.01 thousand. You get to see in one screenshot. And you can, this is just an example. If you have any other report which is more important, crucial for you, that can also be put on your dash in your workspace. So when you log in, you get to see this information is there, but it may be important or may not be important. It's not necessarily that you have to have this on your workspace. You can have others as well as you want it. Now talking about in more detail, what is there in the box? What does it come with the box? So first and foremost, we are seeing on our screen is finance. And let me tell you one more thing. All these different functions which I'm going to talk about, they are not all. It's not that, okay, this is what you all have. No. There are many other things which is beyond that. Many other things which are beyond that, which I'm not even discussing. Because if I talk all functions, it will take long time. But these are some of the core functions, in which you have a chart of accounts, general entry, postings, managing recurring posting, your financial reports, for example, your balance sheet and profit and loss, your budgeting process, if you're using your budgeting, your cost center accounting, profit center accounting, posting period, incoming payments from your customers, outgoing payments, your vendors and employee, your payment run, managing your bank statement, managing a check, your credit management with your customers, any kind of other payment, the whole fixed management module. In the sales cycle, we have a opportunity management, pipeline management, we have a contract management, allows you to manage activities, integration with the calendar, your Outlook and SAP B1 can sync up bidirectionally. You can do your campaigns from SAP B1, you can do blanket agreements, you can do quotations, you can do purchase orders, you can maintain deliveries, you can manage your returns, you can do your invoices, you can do dunning, you can maintain your multiple price lists in multiple currencies, special prices, your period and volume discounts, you can manage your entire customer cycle, you can calculate your gross profit, how much is your total expenses for making a product versus what is the revenue, integrating with your Microsoft Outlook integration. If you have sold your product, if customer calls you, he has a problem, they have a complaint, they have an issue, they want it to be replaced, they want it to be retained, they want their field engineer to go and fix it. You want to take care of integration who can go and who can solve that problem. The entire service cycle can be managed. Purchasing, it has an entire purchasing cycle in which you can take care of your purchase requests, your purchase quotations, you can do your RFQ, you can do your purchase orders, you can do your good receipts, you can do your returns, your AP invoices, AP reserve invoices, down payments, cancels, credit memo, interest rate, import process, workflow. There's a very strong workflow, and also it allows you to have various alerts. You can define the way we want. The whole inventory cycle, managing your item, list of items, your price list, your good receipts, your good issues, various inventory transactions, your transfers, managing a serial number, managing a batch number. If your item is serialized, you can manage. If your item is managed on the batch, you can manage. And you want one of them, both of them. That functionality is there. You can do pick pack part. You want to do recurring transaction, inventory tracking. You can manage your inventory in the bins. You can do physical inventory counting, which is required in Malaysia by law. You have a bill of material, production orders, issues, receipts. You have entire production dashboard. Another thing is GL account determination. Basically means you can manage your inventory valuation, actual cost in the real time. If you're having a production, you are issuing item, you're issuing labor, you're putting expenses, which will give you actual cost. You can do GL account determination. By production order, you're doing actual cost center accounting. You know your actual cost for that production order, for that item, managing your entire life cycle of the product, and various type of manufacturing process, whether it's a forecast based, MRP, drop ship, make to order, make to stock. So different type of manufacturing strategies are supported. Talking about another function, which is MRP. MRP has been there in 9.2. It has been further enhanced. In MRP, you can have your period-based planning, your forecast-based planning, your past consumptions. In the past consumption, you can choose what all you wanted to check into your historical consumption patterns. And then on the basis of a historical consumption pattern, you can produce your forecast. And then you can produce and provide your order recommendations. There are a lot of enhancements in the new 9.2. Then this is completely new module, resource management, in which I have a machines, I have a labor, and I want to define the capacities. The total amount of capacity, available capacity, consumption of capacity. So I can do my capacity planning. That capacity could be internal, could be external. I have that many lathe machines, that many drilling machines, that many other different machines. What is the capacity of each? And how those capacities can be utilized. 9, project management is a completely new module itself, which has come up with in SAP 9.2. Project management, unfortunately, was not there, but it is there now. Project management allows you to do your internal project and external project, both. Allow you to manage your different stages of the project. It allows you to manage your plant and estimated cost. This is my plant cost, this is my actual cost. By project, by phase, by activity. You can manage your project, its status, controlling them. You can define different stages. You can define different activities. So if a company having a different kind of projects, you can basically manage your internal or external projects much more effectively. So it's a wonderful addition to SAP landscape in 9.2. Resource management has come in 9.1, and MRP has further significantly been improved in 9.1 and 9.2. Reports, SAP has several dozen reports out of the box. Some of these reports are statutory in their nature. So, like open issues and project status analysis, your sales analysis, your purchase analysis, your trial balance, your profit and loss, your balance sheet. They are there out of the box. They are there in the box, and you can manage them. It allows you to manage them. Then there is a whole module of administration. This administration module does many things. Administration module does many things. It allows you to profile which user can have what authorization. Mr. Peter, you are the managing director. You can have all authorization. But finance people can only do finance, sales can only do sales, inventory can only do. Having a print preferences. What kind of documents I want to print and what is the layout and which printer I want. Finance manager want on this building, and sales my warehouse manager want it to be printed on warehouse. Finance manager is printing his checks, and inventory manager is printing his pick list. And then my billing department is billing his customer invoices, and sales department is printing his customer quotations and order confirmations. You can define how many warehouses. Now, these are some of the functions. I have spoke very quickly about it. There are more. This is just a quick overview of different functions which are there in SAP Business One. Now, I want to talk to something different, which is how SAP B1 can be accessed by the users. How SAP B1 can be accessed. So first and foremost, you can access by Business One client. So when you look at here, this is icon for Business One. You click and you log in. You have internet anywhere, you can log in. It's a client server. The second option is browser-based. You don't even need cloud. In 9.2, the newest version, now SAP Business One is browser-based. Now that's a huge advantage for a person like you, Peter, because I know you keep traveling. Half of the time you're in Malaysia, and you also have a business in Australia, and you travel back and forth. And many times you travel in the airport. Means as long as you have a browser, you can access SAP B1 from any machine, anywhere on internet. You don't need even client. You don't need your laptop. You're sitting in a cafe, you sit in the airport on a public machine, you have a browser, go and put your URL, your ID password, you can log in. Now SAP Business One is also browser based, which was not the case before. Now another thing is mobile. Now everywhere there's a mobility. You're not in airport, you're not in office. I know in Malaysia there's a lot of traffic on most of the roads. You are sitting in traffic. You have a smartphone and you can do, and I'm going to give you a presentation what is there in mobile app. So you can see your entire mobile app using your iPhone which you have. And that mobile app is for free. There's no additional cost. Then we have a analytic and dashboard, provide you reporting analytics. And then it also have supporting multiple languages and technology we talked about. Fully integrated printing and reporting platform. Now on this screen, now you see two things, dashboard and print form. And the important statement here is fully integrated standard printing and reporting platform. Fully integrated. When you buy SAP B1, this comes pre-built, embedded with a very, very strong technology called Crystal. For a few years back, Crystal was a separate company, which has a very powerful application for reporting. Now, Crystal is part of SAP, and when you buy SAP Business One, Crystal comes with it. And now what Crystal allows you to do? Crystal allows you to do two things. A, it allows you to create a dashboard. So you can create any kind of reporting. You can do any kind of analytic. Any kind of analytic. As long as data is there, in some database table, you can run. This is just a screenshot of the dashboard which is there in front of you. And then we also have a SAP Crystal report form. SAP Crystal report form basically means that we have basically report form, you want to define your own quotation layout. You want to define your own customer invoice layout, your purchase order layout. You want to put your logo, you want this font, you want that font, any kind of output you want to produce is configurable. You can produce using Crystal. It's very powerful engine. Complementary solution. That's another important thing to understand. I have just discussed with you that what is there in the box. And it's very, very powerful what we have in the box. But apart from that, solution developed by software solution partners extend SAP Business One. Extend SAP Business One. That's very powerful. That's very important. Let's understand that. In SAP, we have 1,500 business partners in the world. A lot of these partners, including Kabeer, we have developed different type of solutions. Add-ons, additional products, thousands of them. So what is there in the box? You get it, but you can also get thousands and thousands of other additional add-ons which various partners across the globe has produced. Therefore, customer like you has an access to those thousands of products which has been certified by SAP, and they are part of SAP ecosystem as an SAP certified product extensions of core product. So that basically tells that how big this SAP ecosystem is. Mobile solution, as I mentioned to you, SAP comes with a mobile app, and that mobile app is for free. When you buy licenses, mobile app comes with it. And that mobile app works on iOS, works on Android, both. There is a link here, and if you go to hyperlink, you will be able to open the link. You can play. I don't want to spend too much of a time. Whenever you have a time, you can go through it. Then I can also send you a document which talks about SAP mobile app functions in more detail and more in depth. SAP Business One is also coming from SAP. It's not product which Apple use or Pepsi and Coca-Cola use. It is a product which is designed for a company like yours. It's meant for a small and medium-sized business enterprises. This is complete product. It's not accounting software. We talked about it has all various functions. It has 16 modules in the box. Innovative. I mentioned to you that it comes with HANA. SAP Business One is only application in the world which comes with HANA. It has a self-service business intelligence. It comes inbuilt with a Crystal. Extensible, because it has a pre-built software development kit. You can write any program. So whatever you have in box, if you want something unique to you, you can write that program. And that will work. That will be a specific product for you. And it's flexible. These are some of summary and facts on SAP Business One. It has 90,000 customers being used in 42 different localizations and 27 different languages. It is affordable, flexible, solid roadmap. Every year, SAP keep coming different modules. Like they just come with a whole new module, project management. They come up with the something called a web browser access. 9.1, they come up with the resource management module, and bin management, and several other functions. Every year, you have different modules, different technological enhancements. Able to use worldwide, can also fit into the subsidy of large organizations, and this is very important. Fully future-proof. There are so many ERP products in the market, and I know a lot of them are there in Malaysia too. But let me tell you, 80% of the smaller corporations die within 5 years. You don't want to buy a product and you never know that company will not survive after a few years. ERP is a platform. You will not provide a platform to a product which you don't even know will succeed. SAP come from SAP, #1 ERP company in the world. When you adopt this platform, your investment is safe, secure, and because of the solid roadmap, it is continue to grow. I want to come back with my key message. Information technology is a strategic lever for organization success. You drive your boat, not the winds. Your boat will move otherwise, but it's not you, it's the winds. In information technology with a strategic lever, you can give a specific direction to your company. I would like to give you some more case study. If a company is around 15 to 20 million, like yours, I know you are around 10 to 12 million. These are global cost reductions, which has been proven, identified. There are numerous case studies. In inventory reduction, in revenue increase, inventory carrying cost, in reducing transaction cost, internal customer return, scrap optimization, and these numbers are fairly conservative. Some people experience even more enhancement. You are talking about 34 to 64,000 US dollar reduction every year. The cost which you will be investing in SAP implementation, you can take it back in less than 1 year. I want to thank you for your time. If you have any questions, I will be more than happy to answer.
Yes, thanks very much, Dilip. It's a very good presentation. I do actually